Hello guys, this is Kobe with another not so quick analysis. This time we're gonna be talking about big on the ancient. After the blameF move, a lot of people are surprised, myself included, didn't expect this happening. But they're playing very well. They won the Roman Imperium Cup recently, the Portuguese tournament. It was very good to watch them play this ancient, that they play a lot during the tournament. They won against Apogee, they won against good teams on the tier 2. So I'm gonna show to you how they play and how I think that is a special way to play Ancient, especially on the T side, Even though I disagree in some parts of their T side, I really like it on how they play a open map. And I show to you. Okay? But first, let's talk about the CT profile, how they play the map. First, they like this control mid. You're gonna be seeing blameF playing here, JDC playing here, sometimes Greeks playing on the top mid, but these three core on the mid. We see a lot. But on top of that, something that we're gonna see a lot, it is the A side presence. Greeks plays the A side AWP, but also blameF plays this region more often than other teams. And this was very surprising to me when I was looking at the demos, watching the demos, how frequently blameF was just there, stopping, waiting for the things to happen on the map, and then to engage. A different blameF from other teams that we saw, different from the Fnatic approach. On top of that, this AWP mid, this AWP A, we see the B side. The B side is where I have some concerns about this part of the map because they play very strong with three players. We see Greeks, we see Tabson here and faveN here. And the way this play this B is that they focus a lot of three players. So, a lot of the rounds, most of the rounds, we have three players on the B. In my opinion, I think three players in these setups, it is too much. But this is how big it plays, and this is how big make it work. That is the most important thing after all, Regardless of if I disagree or not with the play, if they make the work, okay, fine. Who am I to blame that? See, blameF. Now starting with the 3B to mid setup. As I said, three players on the B side. Greeks plays on this spot that I really like because you have two options spamming the shoots on this wall, to inflict a lot of damage on the Gs that are controlling the catwalk position, and also near nothing on the ramp. So he's controlling the ramp, he has faveN controlling the ramp, with this part of the map. And also faveN has the work of protecting the cave, because Tabison is alone on the cave. Even though Tabson plays a more passive cave from other players, because what you see on the cave is that players will move out. You block the cat position, one Molotov here, another Molotov here, and then the cave moves. Take the duels. Davison, not. Davison waiting for the action to happen on the B side, He waits for the control on the ramp. And that's why we see this flash plus smoke. We doesn't see a lot of utilities on the cat region because they are waiting, What they do is, well, hey, T, push ramp. It is safe to push ramp. And then just push ramp. Greeks, faveN takes the kill. Easy. Mid, blameF as the top mid, and remember, the top mid is a very special place on the map on the Ancient because this is a very easy place to rotate, so he can even go on the B side and help the team in case he is needed, or goes on the A side, or even push mid in case they see the opportunity, because we see that JDC, doesn't go for the Dunnet play, the very aggro play on the Dunnet, he plays there, he waits, that's the thing about Big. Wait. Give the timings. The second round. Now for the AWPB, as I said, they play this strong B with Greeks on the long position. Once again, open mid. Sorry, open ramp. But this time they throw a more utility. They bait the teams, they do this invitation to the teams on the ramp. So Greeks controlling, faveN is near because since Greeks isn't there to be a second player, he needs to be traded. So what faveN is doing here is, well, if I die, okay, Greeks get 1, 2 kills, whatever. But he needs to have the information. He needs to have the contact so Greeks can play. You can't play like a selfish player. No, I'm gonna preserve, make AD. Oh no, we're gonna be always killing. No. faveN accepted this death. I don't know if this is the mentality of faveN in this situation. If someone from the German scene is watching the video and could ask him. But when the plays I saw him push ramp with Greeks behind, is what I look like for me. I hope that this is the mentality because if he's playing like a selfish and he's died, this is bad. But if he's playing, oh, whatever, I die, but Greeks get 2 kills, we win the round, that is the most important thing. Fine job, Big. Once again, Tabias, he doesn't pick mid, that's why he doesn't see utility here. This is my concern about Big because against teams like Apogee, against teams like Mana, that is the Kosovan team, very good by the way for the tier 2 people that likes tier 2 scene, tier 2.5. Mana is an excellent team, and recently they added the Scenario from the Bad News Eagles. Remember Scenario, the Kosovan player? Good stack, just say good stack, no, because they are not ARG. Good, good team. Sorry about that for the Kosovan fans. Moving back to the A side, the mid side of the map, they give up A side, only JDC protecting Dunnet because this is a very important place on the map. You need to protect this region. And now blameF on this spot that I talked during the profile. Plays a lot. I like very much because, this will maybe lurk one player on the A side, as we frequently saw in the recent meta, to have one lurker on the A side. And then you have blameF gets the kill because he's an excellent player to get these isolated kills. This 1v1, 1v2, he's an excellent player for this job. He gets 1 kill and suddenly 5v4 the game already. So he can rotate to the mid, he can rotate towards the B side, whatever. But having one player on this spot of the map is very important for the way the Big plays. Really like. AWPA and the WPA, it is very interesting for me because now Big has the opportunity to play aggressive on the mid. And when they play the aggressive on the mid, well, very effective. That's why we see now this combo of the Molotov and then Smoke. Because they are playing with JDC plus blameF. So they are pushing mid, they're controlling mid, and something that they do unlike other teams, because when other teams play this very aggro mid, they play 3 players, either by one top mid or a secondary player on the Dunnet. I don't like 2 players on the Dunnet, to be honest. I don't think that is the right call. I think that you should spread your players because in the cases you are killed, you're like in a line, so get 2 kills very quickly. And instead, like Big plays, if we spread the players, one from another side, hard to get the trades. I know because if blameF dies, JDC has to move more. If JDC dies, blameF has to move more. So the timing gets weird. But I think that is the best option. It makes harder the play, but more effective in case you die alone. So 1 player instead of 2 die. Now moving back to the Greeks, he controls the side alone. He's playing simple. He doesn't need to have the utility. Maybe a smoke here, maybe an nade here to break the smoke. When the cheese push, they usually throw a smoke here or here. So you break with the nade and then have the WP open to move. Once again, beside, not much to talk. faveN giving the control on the long, Tabson giving the control on the cave, and that's it, guys. Now the AWP top mid, a more standard position. For many teams, this specific position, the AWP top mid, it is the default. This is the basic position. It is how you should be playing on the map. And I think that if you doesn't know how to play this specific position, you are doomed on the ancient city side. And the way you play and the way Biggs plays, I like because you are WP top mid, is perfect position for WP because you can go A side, rotating, B side, rotating. So you're rotating deep spot, maybe stopping even here. You can stop with the WP. It doesn't need to go very deep with WP. You are quick to move, you're quick to react. You have your one Dunnet player, essential position, 1 player on the A side. So you can have 2 players on the Dunnet in case the T's are pushing the Dunnet, or even 2 players on the A side in case JDC feels the need to return to the A side, which are deeper position on the A side, as a secondary anchor. The B, same thing, 1 player cave, connects the push on the cave, 1 player bomb side. And then this position Big fits this purpose, multi position, you can rotate whatever you want, you're just waiting for the movement. Excellent position. Everything must have this position. Either if player it or not, you must at least know how to play it in case you want to stress out the game, because when the games go to the OT, you doesn't want to lose the first round of an OT, So how you play a CT in the first round of OT? In a position that fits all purpose, You're ready to defend the 2 sides of the map, the mid side of the map, without losing too much, without giving too much of the risk. Now for the counterplay, this is how I think you should be playing as this side against the big. First, mid control with utility, not players. Utility. You throw a smoke here, you throw a smoke here, a molotov in this part of the map, Control the utility. That's soft control. Make your players move in this part of the map, in the cat, so they can control the cat box, towards the cat room. And after this mid control, how you should be attacking. I think the weak spot of the B side of the map, it is the donut. Not because faveN it is a weak player, quite the opposite, but because faveN plays on this part of the map. Sometimes he plays here, but he's common on this region. So it takes more time to engage on the cave to control the position, to control the cat room. So in my opinion, establish the control in the mid, a soft control with the utilities. As I said, the core of utilities here. Move the players and storm out from the ramp. So 3 players, 4 players, whatever you call. But cave, sorry, donut. So this is how you should be attacking the donut. Oh my god, sorry. I should be talking cave and I said donut multiple times. Sorry about that. Cave, this is cave. Sorry about that. Just the laser arrows. And now the other side, on the A side, well, I think that is done. Now it is done. Sorry about that. Purple, pink. And the reason I confused was because here is Dunnet and here is Cave. And I usually talk by the order. Anyway, moving back. The way you should be attacking the A side, you doesn't need to go for the A rushes, especially because blameF it is in this position most of the round. So do you really want to risk a 1v1, 1v2 against blameF? Well, I don't think so. I think that is the decision to make. Make 1v1, but from Dunnet. Exploit JDC move, and since he is alone, remember, remember, blameF is here. Rix on the WPA is here, and then blameF is here. So attack Dunnet. And how you attack Dunnet? Well, first, mid utilities. Remember, this is the way to go against big. Control the mid with utilities. You doesn't need to have 4 players, no brain in having 4 players on the mid. But if you keep the 2 smokes, 1 molotov, maybe a second molotov, whatever, you have the control from the region against big. The only exception, it is when big really wants to push with JGC here, blameF here, sometimes Greeks here. Then, well, it happens. You can't win every single round. Even though you're trying to counter them, sometimes they play different. But the main attack, done it. Forget about A main. I know that you want to rush. It is very fun to rush A main with 4 players. Whatever, it's very cool. I personally like to do. I like to play Ancient. But the risk of playing 3 players on the Dunnet, 3 players on the A main region, and me to blameF in the same spot, not so fun. Okay, let's move to our break. So I can drink water, so you guys can pause the video. Remember, subscribe to the channel. It is free. It helps me a lot. I know that I'm not making videos recently due to the time. In the A-Ballers video, I talk about it, that I want to make more videos, but I can't find time, I'm working on the farm non-stop. And this is not bad because, I like working as a farmer. I like my profession. But sometimes I really want to talk about CS. I want to make content about CS. And I can't find the timing to do it. That's why it is 1 week or more that I didn't make any videos. But on the upside, I will be returning to make short videos, I finally found a way to make shorts in less than 1 minute and a half, 1 and a third. So we'll be seeing more shorts. Like the playbook series that I was going to start, I will be cutting the videos, I will be cutting the sections of the plays in shorts. So I'm gonna present a tactic like Ancient Cat Room Rush. It will be a play with the same format with the diamond shape, with that shape that I was using, like this. It is diamond, losango. Don't know how to say. It is diamond for me. Yeah, it is a diamond. No, diamond is like this. Yeah, no. Yeah, right. It is diamond. Sorry about that. I was thinking the word in Portuguese. But I will be using this format to represent players. The color is yellow for aggro, blue for anchor, white for rotation. This is gonna be the short videos. But remember, subscribe just to have here. It is free. Like the video, subscribe. ring the bell. It really works. I never clicked any bell in any YouTube channel. Did I really get a message? What happens? Anyone knows about that? Just by the way, anyone knows? I have no idea. Now on the chip profile. Well, they play simple. And that's it. Because I even wrote in the Google document during the conclusion for the T side. I think that is the last words of the paragraph, by the way. You play simple, you play easy, you win easy. I think that wrote something like that. Who plays easy wins easy. And that's how big plays. You don't see any complicated move. You control cat, you have your pack approach, three players on the mid, three players on the ramp, and that's it. Play like this. This is the profile. I don't know what I should say. We have two players on this part of the map, and then your players as a pack position. The way Big is playing, that's why it's called simple, because they have a protocol. We're gonna engage on the map. We're gonna control the catch, and then from the catch, we'll move along on the map. And that's what I'm gonna show to you. That's why I really like the play on the T side. See, this is what I talk about. You control with the pack on the lower mid position. You throw a flash, so one player, in this case blameF, can move to the cat. So he moves box and engage on the cat. And since they have this control of the map here, since they have this part control, what they gonna do? They open like a blank canvas, so they can do whatever they want with this blank canvas. First way, you're gonna change colors of the pen. Maybe start with blue. Attack A side. So this is our first part of our open canvas. Attack ramp. Since you already control this part of the map, you retreat to the ramp. Engage there. Maybe some aggression on the cave with your players. No, you have an open cave. You already controlled the part that you want on the map. You already control the cat roam position. You don't want to go there on the A side, sorry, on the B side to risk. Well, red. Let's go on the mid. Control mid. Maybe done it. Here. You have the dance control because remember, you are already established the cat control. So it is easy to transition from this part of the map to the cat. You doesn't want to go cat. I keep shifting the name. Sorry about that. Doesn't want to go done it. You want to go top mid. Well, why not? You have the option of going the A side, on the B side, on the flank. And by the way, this position right here, it is something that I didn't saw more on the plays during the big games. And I do think that is important to do. I do think that is an opening that they can exploit more. Let's just erase everything. So see, this position right here is their open cave on the map. It is how they want to play during the map. It is how they control the game. This is most of the attacks, most of the openings relies on this cat control because it gives versatility to them. They aren't stuck in going the ramp rush, losing one player, two players, and then having to retreat and go to the mid, to the A side. No, they have too much space, they have too much freedom on the map, and they win rounds like this. Another way to exploit this position with this opening, this open canvas they have, two players, faveN plus Tabsen, controlling the ramp, controlling the catch room, and then three players on the lower mid. With these three players, their main goal, control mid, engage on the mid. But what else they can do? They can rotate on the A side, throw off A main. So see, the way Big plays the map, it is to have the openings on the map, to have more space. You control one part of the map and then decide to go there as a pack, as a group of players, 3, 4 players, whatever, but they prefer to play with solid positions. They can play lurkers, yes, there is one position with lurker that I'm gonna show you, it is the last one. But the main goal, the main approach to the map, it is as a group, it is as a pack, from the control of the cat, the lower mid position. Through ramp, that is the side with lurkers. The ADC, lower mid, blameF on the A side, and through ramp. The reason why we have through ramp and lurkers one-on-one is that you engage on the ramp in case you have a disadvantage trade, 4v5, maybe 4v3, whatever, one player down, you can rotate back because as their main goal on the map, even these positions, They control this part of the map. This is essential to them. This is how they play. This is how Big exploited this philosophy of playing easy, winning easy rounds. You doesn't need to go for crazy tactics. You can play simple. Now for a rush, the A rush, same thing. Quick movement on the map. Thing that I think it is cool is that blameF is the last player because he can rotate back on the mid side to be the first point of contact in case the A side rush fails. Three smokes. I really like these three smokes when you rush the A side. One top mid, one top donut, and then one on A side together with a Molotov, maybe a flash, whatever. It doesn't need to make utilities inside this temple right here. Ignore this region. First, control the entries because the donut player is here, the top mid player is here. They are rotating back. They want to rotate back. I don't know how to counter because if Big's play so simple, it should be simple to counter. In fact, well, kind of. First thing, challenge the mid. Doesn't let blameF plus JDC or Greeks when Greeks playing here or here to have this space on the map. Challenge them. So move your top mid player to this part of the map to engage. Move your donut player to also engage on them. So challenge them. Keep the pressure on the mid. Because if they have pressure, the range players will have to rotate back. And since you are a smart person, you do the classic two Molotovs. One Molotov here, another here, and you block cat. See? And since you already block cat, you have another option of engage. And this option, it is from cave. Your cave player can engage because you lock down the situation, lock down with two Molotovs. Of course, they can fade, but if they fade, you listen to them to fade. You listen that there is a person there. And then you go for trades, you go to shoot on the smoke, you go to shoot the spawn down. So you have your options. That's why I think sometimes playing simple isn't the smartest decision because you break the play with pressure on the lower mid, and then there is a cement truck on my road. Now the sound's better. So you have the pressure here on the lower mid, you have the two Molotovs that is easier to use. But in the same time, Big it is a team that can react. So they're just waiting there to get killed, They're gonna react, they're gonna shoot back. So even though it is easy to control, they play like this. I do like it because with all this aggression happening on the map, all these crazy parts happens in like 20 seconds in the clock. So they still have 1 minute and a half to move on the map. They still have the opportunity to establish the cat control and then go for what I said about the blank canvas. They still can rotate towards the ramp, the top mid, the donut, the A side. So see, there are options opening. So it's not that easy to counter. But with two Molotovs, you already make too much damage on them. And then for the last part, mid rotation, I think that you should be playing the WP mid right here. That is the best position for the WP mid. As I said on the CT side, easy to rotate A, easy to rotate B. And that's it. That's how should be counter playing Big. Control the lower mid, doesn't let them do this slow control on the catch room. No, keeps the pressure on them, keeps them to react to our moves. That's it. Thanks for watching. I have no idea if you guys listen to the break part of the map, if you guys end the video right here, whatever. Just a reminder, I will be doing more shorts. I start to record, I want to record some because I will be absent for a few days, so I won't have even time to watch, yes. But I want to have like maybe 3-4 shorts already recorded so I can upload while I'm not playing CS and while I'm not being able to be on the computer to make deep content. And that's it, guys. See you soon. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. After all, today's Friday. Good day. Don't know where you live, how the weather is, but here is hot with rain. The usual Brazilian weather on the summer. After all, the city where I live has the nickname Terra da Garoa. Or I live not near my city because São Paulo has this nickname. Okay, bye bye. See you soon.